Someone commented on my last video about addressing being called a spoiler that after listing about a dozen offenses that members of the current administration are guilty of, and based on my understanding of the comment, we should rally behind the other party to rid ourselves of the current party in power. So I'm going to tell you what I told him. I actually get where you're coming from. I really do. When it feels like everything's on fire, defensive mode starts to feel like it's the only mode you've got. Like you're not even voting for something anymore. You're just trying to stop something worse. And I think a lot of people feel that right now, even if they don't say it out loud. But here's the part I gently push back on. If the only thing we're ever allowed to do is to vote against the worst option, then the system never actually has to give us anything better. And that's how you end up stuck in this cycle, where every election feels less like a choice and more like a hostage situation. Like you show up to vote thinking, I really don't like either of these options, but I'm being told one of them is an emergency, so that's not really a choice. That's pressure. And don't get me wrong, the concerns you're talking about, they're real. Economic instability, endless conflicts, corruption, the erosion of constitutional limits, those things aren't small. And that fear, that instinct to protect what matters, that's valid. Honestly, it's admirable. But if the only response to that fear is to circle the wagons around one of two entrenched teams, then the deeper problems never actually get fixed. They just get managed until the next crisis shows up. So what I'm trying to do, at least at the level I can actually control, is something a little different. I want to show people that there are alternatives, that you can take the Constitution seriously and run a campaign without selling out to donors or party machinery, that you can focus on structural fixes, not just personalities, and maybe most importantly, just give the people permission to step outside of that lesser of two evils mindset for a second. Because here's the truth that nobody really likes to say out loud. If enough people believe that there's no way out, then there won't be. But if just enough people start saying, hey, maybe we don't have to keep playing this same way, that's when things actually start to shift. Not overnight, not magically, but for real. Because you don't fix a broken system by rewarding the behavior that broke it. So yeah, be protective of what matters. That instinct is a good one. Just don't give up on the idea that we can build something better too. Because that moment that we stop believing that, that's when the system really does win.